I think everybody thinks it's going to be better everywhere else, and then you realize you go somewhere and realize that the best place you could be is where you came from.
We'll run this one, Brody, and then we'll do your buckle. Good dog.
My family's fishing spot.
It feels so good to have those connections with local farmers. I've done some fun things.
I never do this.
Kathwa'alap, Chilmook, Florence Jack, and Squatchicha, Xwísten Experience. Hello, my name is Florence Jack. My given name from my grandparents is Chilmook. Today we are in Xwísten territory, my home community in the interior of BC. So growing up here in Xwísten, you know, this was always home base. We were a small knit community and, you know, families close. My aunts and uncles lived close. We had a lot of family events together. And so, you know, we spent a lot of time playing outside, building forts, riding our bikes, just hanging out. But it's not just the family, it's the land, it's the culture, it's the territory. It's just being home in the surroundings. It feels comfortable here. And when you do come home, you just have a peace that comes over you to be home. When we talk about the land and that we are Xwísten, everything that we are and everything we have flows from that land. All the rights that we have to hunt and gather on our territory comes from that land. And so Xwísten, you know, the Bridge River Valley here, our elders called it the Valley of Plenty because everything we need to sustain ourselves is in this valley. So once I finished high school, I left to pursue post-secondary. First I went to University of Victoria because I originally thought I wanted to be a lawyer. I ended up switching to Thompson Rivers University and majoring in business and accounting. And so I got my degree from there and ended up getting a job in Lillooet as an accountant for a forestry company. And so during that period, I was gone out of the community for about 9 years. And then it was that after working down in Lillooet that I was approached to come home and work for my community. So I took that opportunity and moved back home. And so one of the opportunities that was presented to our community was to join with the other communities in the area to develop tours that could support a cultural center in Lillooet. Xwísten had for many years already been doing impromptu tours with their fisheries workers for people that were interested in fish tours. But around the same time, we also were creating a partnership with the University of Montana. They wanted to study our archaeological site. And so all these things just happened to align around the same time that I was coming home. And so that was one of the first initiatives that I had worked on when I came back to the community. And we created Xwísten Experience Tours. And that's one of the parts that we talk about in our tours too, is that we find a lot of the artifacts in our community and around where we are and around our houses because we're living where our ancestors did. So one of the reasons that we partnered with the University of Montana was to learn more of our own history. And so by using that partnership, we're learning more about ourselves. And our tours in turn let us share that knowledge not only with our community members but visitors who come and participate. We also have the children. We have lots of children who come from the local schools and they join tours on the pit house site and on the fishing site. And so we're able to talk with the children and share some of that knowledge. You know, it's a community venture. A lot of our community members, that was their first job, or that's where they learned how to do more management and supervisory skills. So it's just about creating that employment and opportunity for our community members to have an opportunity to work at home. I have a big family. But I'm fortunate that we're just one big family. Like, even though I have a different set of parents, we all still do everything together. So they have their annual hunting camp. We also all share one fishing camp. You know, all my brothers and sisters and our parents, we join together and we all take part in fishing together.
Yeah, I've been coming here almost every summer since I was 4 or 5 years old there, and pretty much since then I've learned how to cut salmon, prepare the salmon, and be able to hang dry it like our people have been doing for thousands of years now. Hi, my name is Josh Jack. I am from Bedruvi here, that we call Xwísten in our language. Salmon fishing is important to me because it is a part of my cultural identity around here. It's really important to keep these family cultural traditions alive and passing them on. And this is the reason why I have 2 racks there, like you were asking earlier, what's with the second rack? I'm getting to that point of where I'm in that position now, passing on some of these cultural traditions that got passed on to me there, like say with my nieces and my nephews. I'm teaching them the same things that I learned growing up now. Skin side first and then meat side.
Family is important to me because they're my everything. You know, growing up in such a close-knit family where we do everything together, it's the whole reason. I think that's one of the reasons all of us stay close to home. But for us, you know, we lost my younger brother last year. So I think that just, you know, it reminds us every day how important they are. And we're thankful that we do all this stuff together because we have all those memories, we have all of those times. And so, yeah, they're just my everything. When we were down at the river yesterday, I was talking about how, you know, we always have the urge to come home. We know where home is. Even community members who didn't grow up here, still when they come home, they have a peace about them when they do come home. They know this is home. So I was relating that to the salmon, so they don't forget where home is. When they talk about the Klamath Dam, they took out the dam and the salmon returned. Well, that dam was there for how many years, but the salmon come back. So it's that same sort of feeling that, you know, you just know where home is. Even if you didn't know where it was, you weren't born there, it's still that place that you yearn to go back to. When I think of Nature's Heartland and I think about, you know, what do we offer here, and when I talk about the land, it's the things that we also do on the land. It's not just the cultural stuff, it's not just the gathering stuff, but it's also, you know, why we choose to live in Lillooet. It's the perfect place if you love the outdoors. You know, my week consists of going for a hike, maybe going for a kayak, going out on the paddleboard, you know, going golfing at the Lillooet Sheep Pasture Golf Course. Without the land and without our language, we aren't anything. Everything we are is based on this Tumuch, on this land. This is Xwísten territory. This is the place that my heart calls home.